Insomniac by Sylvia Plath.
Alright, so the overall meaning that we sort of came to with this poem was that Plath is commenting on the conformity of society, and she's using sleep as a symbol for that conformity. She's kind of commenting on how people feel like they need to follow this routine of being awake for so long and then sleeping for so long, and she's kind of saying, no, that's not essential, that's not the way it needs to be, we don't all have to do that. So some of the diction we found.
Alright, so in the first stanza, a particular diction that we found were mention of stars and the moon's rictus, which the moon's rictus means like a false smile, and stars are signifying fate, like tricking and deceiving. And we kind of found that to be that society is sort of imposing this destiny or this ritual of sleeping, and it's your basic, you have to sleep, and you're sort of just going through the motions. Your society has control over you because of pills, kind of thing. And as they're on the incessant heat, lightning flicker of situations, that alludes to the susceptibility and the vulnerability of the people, the individuals by society. And then in the last stanza, eyes mica silver and blank, and as if recently brainwashed. Well, recently brainwashed, that definitely adds to the fact that society is sort of trying to impose this feeling that sleep is necessary, it's normal, you need to do it to survive. But the speaker, or Plath, is definitely saying that that's sort of a brainwash, that being an insomniac is rather sometimes necessary.
As far as figurative language and other things like that we found, let's see. So in the second stanza, it talks about his forehead is being the insomniac. His forehead is bumpy as a sack of rocks, and memories jostle each other for face room like obsolete film stars. So talking about his forehead being bumpy as a sack of rocks, so she's saying, he's so muddled by this idea that I can't sleep, I'm supposed to sleep, that his forehead is all bumpy and rough, and he just can't even think straight about anything because he feels like he's not, living life correctly because he can't sleep. And then memories, trying to get face room like obsolete film stars, that obsolete film star idea. It's like, the D-list celebrity, and it's just it's almost an illusion, sort of, just kind of talking about how memories are all trying to push to the forefront when they aren't as important as we make them out to be. And then later on, when it's talking about the pills trying to drug him to fall asleep, it says now the pills are worn out and silly like classical gods. So it's just kind of saying that whole notion of we need to sleep a certain time, like you have to sleep at nighttime, is kind of a worn out notion. It's like the classical gods, they're outdated, it's not their time anymore. And basically things like that, it just kind of all leads back to the main point that Plath feels like we all conform too much and that everyone doesn't need to follow the same rituals in society.